You said when people come, they always say, "I used to have
I
that."
had that, and and my brother had that. Yeah, absolutely. Got a book signing. I've had a guy called Abnett, and he's done Doctor Who episodes, the Marvel movies, Transformers, everything. Bolland coming in hopefully next month. He's famous for Judge Dredd, Judge Death, Tank Girl, Batman.
Welcome to my podcast, Funny Universe, and today I have
Paul Chambers.
Paul Chambers. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this podcast.
You're welcome.
I've come here because we met each other on the road, and it just so happened to be opposite a restaurant I was in, and I was reading a passage from a book that had the word cosmos, cosmic
twice.
Exactly in the passage, and that's the name of his store right now. So his store is how would you describe your store? Because it's eclectic, isn't it?
It would be, I guess, a collectibles store of retro vintage items mainly. Basically, the shop is organic. Whatever comes through the door, I sell. I don't have any wholesalers, distributors. It's all second hand. Wow. Even if it looks new in box, it was bought new in box, never opened, and it's sold second hand.
Wow. It's almost like a museum. Everywhere you look, there's something of amazing value that you see. It brings up a lot of childhood memories. You said when people come, they always say, "I used to have that."
I had that, and and my brother had that. Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
It's a retro experience. People love it because you go to other shops, it's all brand new.
Yeah.
And it's a Glastonbury, it's a retro town in my opinion. I think it goes back to the 60s, the 70s, you know.
Yeah.
And it seems to work in this town. Yeah.
Yeah, and you said this is the only thing like it for miles around, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so people come from really far away to come
do.
and see the things that you have, these collectible items in real life, to look at the quality. And you also said there's a book signing coming up, perhaps?
Yeah, I've got a book signing. I've had a guy called Abnett, who's a customer of mine for 9 years. He did a book signing 6 weeks ago. He's the 15th most prolific comic writer in history. He's only a year older than me. He's 59, and he's done Doctor Who episodes, the Marvel movies, Transformers, everything. And he's been a customer, and I only asked him about a year ago, would you like to do a book signing? He said, yeah, no problem. And it went so well. 200 people turned up. It was really busy. He loved doing it. Yeah. So, yeah, I've got Brian Bolland coming in hopefully next month. He's been an artist since 1975. He's famous for Judge Dredd, Judge Death, Tank Girl, Batman. He's done so much, and he's been my favourite artist since I was 9 years old. And he just came into the shop after first COVID lockdown. So I'll tell you a story about this.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I was behind my counter talking to a friend of mine about an album called Pink Flag, a punk band called Why from 1977. It's a very famous record. And this guy walks through the door, about 16 foot away from me, his COVID mask on. I looked up and I could see his eyes. I knew it was Brian Bolland. I was like, oh my God, Brian Bolland, so much. That's so crazy. So I said, do you want to come over? He came over to the spinner rack about 10 foot away. He said, oh, I'm just fascinated by your conversation about the Wire album. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he came over to the counter and he looked behind at the comics behind me and he said, oh, I've got loads of these. I said, yeah, I know you're Brian Bolland. He went, oh, you know who I am? And it was really odd. I had all this sort of really rare stuff that he'd done from the 70s under my counter. I started putting out these bags. He did Art of the Forbidden Planet in 77. And he was like, oh, wow. And we just got on really well. And we had a long chat, and it turned out he was getting all his promotional stuff that he'd had no interest in at all. He said, look, Paul, I don't want it. I'll give it to you. You sell it for what you want. Give half the money to my son Harry. His son Harry lives in town.
Okay.
He introduced me to him that afternoon, and he's been coming in ever since. And it's been a really interesting journey with Brian. It's been a lot of fun. I've asked him to do a signing, and he's going to be coming in, and and he's 74 as well. I don't know how old he is. He looks great for his age, and he's still doing work, and it's just great. Yeah.
Amazing. If you want to come to see the book signing, apparently it's going to be quite a big event, isn't it?
I attracted over 200 people. As Brian's an artist, a very famous artist. I think he's going to be bringing double, if not more. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah. Perfect. And then you've also had a really interesting background. I remember you saying that you used to have a much smaller shop, because this shop used to be Boots on the high street. So he's taken over Boots, but where were you situated before?
Straight across the road.
Yeah.
So in the arcade, straight across the road, there was a tiny unit, number 5, probably just half the size of a garage. And the shop I wanted wasn't available anymore. I'm walking down the high street in Abbey Antiques, which is gone now. It's now a witchcraft shop. There's a postcard in the window saying shop unit, £38 a week. I'm like, wow. So I went and saw the owners and got chatting. We got on fine. They gave me the keys. I was open within 4 days, and then I moved into the middle shop gave up the first shop. I couldn't afford both at the time. It seems crazy now, but I couldn't afford both. And then my original shop became available, so I took on those two. Then about 2 years later, the front shop became available, so I took on all three. And then I got the opportunity to have Boots, and it's just been, it was all meant to be. Straight across the road, same landlords. I needed the space. You know, it's just been incredible. Yeah.
It's amazing, and you filled it right to the brim. There's like no nook or cranny that isn't filled with memorabilia of classic memorabilia.
Yeah, I remember signing the contract, and I was in the front of the front shop across the road with my mate Johnny, and we looked across, and I said, "I'm never going to fill it." And I thought, I'm never going to have enough stuff coming in to make enough stuff go out to pay the bills. And it was, I was really quite concerned at the time. And you know, it's just worked. We just got a couple of sack trucks, just sack trucked it all over it. It was mad. And so far so good. Yeah.
Wow. So in terms of finding your stuff, do you spend a lot of your time just constantly, because these are rare items?
Yes, some of them are very rare. Do people find you? Yeah, they find me now.
They know you. They find you now because you're quite established in the trade. They know that you are the person that has a shop front, and people come here especially. Yeah. So now people find you. Okay.
I started 20 years ago on eBay, February 2000, before there were even insertion fees. Okay. I mean, I was on there very early, but I was just doing comics, literally comics. When I was in the original shop, it was 100% comics I was doing eBay. No toys, nothing else, it's just comics. Yeah. And then obviously people started selling me stuff. Transformers came in first, I knew nothing about them at all. Yeah. Then Pokemon came in, I knew nothing about that either. I just learned it all. You listen to what people collect, you listen to their what they know, and you just learn from that, and I've just gone with it. Then the vinyls, I started selling vinyl 4 years ago, and that's become extremely big now. I do CDs, cassettes as well. Yeah.
Do you have you've got lots of genres actually. I've just noticed. Yeah, I can see reggae from here. Yeah, that's quite big here.
Yeah, I've got. So what I've done, I'm boutiquing the shop really. Everything's of a high quality. I clean everything. I grade it properly. I put it in really nice sleeves. Everything's kept well, so people can see what they're getting.
It's nice that you've priced everything as well. Yeah. Sometimes you turn up in a shop and you're like, I'm too scared to ask. And then you tend to lose the custom because they're too scared to ask because they think they might be priced out of the
That is very true. I've had colleagues who have put prices on the back. I'm like, no, you put it on the front. You be open about it. They can see. Yeah. I also do deals on 2 or more things anyway. So if the more you buy, the better deal I do. So I think that's a good thing to do as well. I always give back. I always give back when I.
Nice. And what was your journey like from, I mean, I know you said you had the smaller shop. Yeah. But you said you came from, were you brought up in Glastonbury?
No, Dorset.
Dorset. So how did you come from Dorset to Glastonbury?
Right, so basically, I mean, I've had a connection to the town since I was 17, because my birthday lands on solstice. Oh, so wow. Years ago.
That's really special.
Well, yeah, so June the 20th is my birthday. Yeah. And I don't know if you know this, Pilton Festival used to land on that weekend, but because of the Stonehenge connection and the legality of Stonehenge, they moved the festival a week away from solstice. Yeah, so it's not on my birthday anymore. So my connection's been quite strong to Glastonbury. So basically what happened was my ex-wife used to work from home, and she used to live in Somerset. So she decided she wanted to move back there. So we chose Glastonbury. That's how we ended up here.